experts suggest widespread CCT plantation in hills in place of poppy plantation as part of war on drugs. Chief Minister N. Biren, Minister T.H. Biswajit Y. Kemchan poor health on 12-year-old girl of a poor family of Tamenglong after a video footage that went viral on social media. Kangleipak Women's Welfare Association to look into women artists singing at wedding ceremonies without following traditional norms. Hello and good evening. Welcome to MAMI TV English News Bulletin. I'm KABITA TONGBRAM. Multi-level marketing of Simbopagon citratus tea CCT produced by Kurumland Sintha Yabikol Private Limited, Nongwewong Academy Road in Imphal East was launched at the hall of ICM at Ramfelpat today. Director of ICM K. Joy Chandra, CEO of Kurumland Sintha Yabikol Private Limited, K. Premchandra Mangang, President of Kripa Society Hizam Dinshwar, and film actor R.K. Somorendro Kaiku were chief guests, president and guest of honor respectively at the launching ceremony. Director of ICM K. Joy Chandra said CCT is well-known product. The step taken by the Kurumland Sintha Yabikol Private Limited to expand marketing of the product is praiseworthy. According to research and clinical findings, CCT is said to be effective in protecting from different diseases, especially cancer, which is very heartening. The idea of CCT cultivation instead of poppy plantation is a positive step. Even Chief Minister N. Biren will surely subscribe to the idea of CCT plantation instead of poppy plantation, Joy Chandra said.
Adodi mana profit talis keno tilaba matam badung juda ya keno si 10 days will be 20 days will be lupa try 300 thazar lupa try pantale whereas farmer dike dora mana phangi lupa try to par kg du kedoge bada profit nati mayam madu poto puthongna hona bada mayam ma haibadi ship laibagi intercultural operation adu oda mayam pakata paisa man to lupa ahum bari mangai aduna di Sing trains the Kula Pumatum, the farmers, low sing woody woman, people so like that.
Speaking on the occasion, CEO of the private limited K. Premchandra Mangang said CCT is a product already available at the market. As it is difficult for marketing the product widely with the traditional marketing method, the new strategy is being adopted. As part of the war on drugs launched by the state government, if CCT cultivation is promoted in the hills as an alternative to poppy plantation could be controlled and the farmers will be able to earn steady income, Premchandra said.
Sigi mathakta poppy thariba area sing se akhoi cultivation tawda Simbopagon citratus hai akhoi plant sigi scientific name se si thabiba taragadi nature su attach torani ngasai gi poppy tharpum to the har mayam fertilizer mayam season namjuna akhoi da achowa negative khodolom khakbi si na kaino hakanda slow poison oibe awe haksang da mogonda gi har season ba ching du da gi chenthara ba isel sing du da ngasai gi poisonous oiba kano ma khoina thakchal chasal kan da akhoi gi Chingilam the Lena Kama Poklakpa, Kolakpa, Anova, Mosong the Lena Lakpa, Cancer cells and Kalakpa, some Mam Sing say hard season of Hen of Patre. High Basigi alternative to Aquina Sapogan citrus Sigi lemongrass, Tabiragadi, Sahim, the Marira, Lokpay. Law is a Aquina company buyback policy, them toy, the sign to Roga Satkimutam, the Aquina Natsagas at Testova, and the Aquidus Hell Hazard Oidava, Mayam Pava, Kanzi Hatare.
President of Kripa Society Hizam Dineshwar said it is high time people of Manipur gave a serious thought to what preparations were being made for the Act East policy as it comes into reality. It is very much necessary to be prepared to protect the indigenous people when the Act East policy comes into force. A lot of herbs which are not available anywhere else in the world are growing in the state. It is very important for all concerned to find out these herbs and make a concerted effort to produce the same in large quantity. The government needs to take up CCT plantation widely in place of poppy plantation, which will benefit the state and people more, Dineshwar said.
sunya mo sa thakar ko na ko ni chit de la na sa ko do ni su ko ki an ka na ko da ka ko ni je ko ni mo rai si ko ki tha ro ko ni de la na su do ni je ko ko ni so sa ka ni na ta se mo ka sa sa pra ko ni pa chu ani mo ni ko na ke do pa chu ko ta ta ga ni to mo cha ki ni se ko ke ni ta pa chu ni
After the video of a 12-year-old girl, Meningsen Loipanmai, carrying her younger sister on her back while attending school went viral on the social media, Good Samaritans, including Chief Minister N. Biren, come forward to extend help to her. Meningsen Loi, a class 1 student of Dailong Primary School at Tamenglong, won many hearts after a video of her carrying her younger sister on her back to school while her parents were away to make both ends meet. Watching the little girl's responsibility towards her family and her determination to study, Chief Minister N. Biren sent a team of Childline Service Tamenglong to provide help to Meningsen Loi under Integrated Child Line Protection Scheme. For the first phase, he provided her with essential items through the team. Meanwhile, Education Minister Y. Kemchan instructed the team from Directorate of Education as to take up necessary action to meet her grievances and basic needs. Former Minister T.H. Bishazet announced to bear expenses for Meningsen Loi's education till she graduates and consulted her parents to send her to Imphal for further studies. President of Rongmai Naga Students Organization Manipur Ransom Daichui Gangmai also offered to sponsor her. The organization extended monetary help of 10,000 rupees to Meningsen Loi. Kanglaipak Women's Welfare Association KWWA has announced that it will look into the women artists singing at weddings these days without following the traditional rituals. General Secretary of KWWA Shubhasini Irom said this at a seminar held at the GM Hall in Imphal under the theme Aikoigi Puwariga Sagona Duna Chatliba Kanglai Nupigi Faneki Pibanda Lord Liba Khoi Mayek. The seminar was organized by KWWA, a constituent body of CCSK. The president of CCSK, Jitendra Ningomba, also attended the seminar. Speaking on the occasion, Subhasini appealed to women to refrain from wearing attire which does not have proper print or underlying interpretation of a fanek. Urging the people to preserve tradition, she asserted the significance of Khoi print in the traditional fanek. Based on tradition and culture, there is need to conserve traditions, Subhasini said.
Mipantang bagi hainabi, mitau tambagi pije cakcet, arang arangna cecil laktuna, aikoigi cetnabi asibu, lekha tana nabu ponarapa, aduga isai sa ibanupi singsina su, leksabi saduna mau singsina haitare, leksabi saduna pidon cikatna masam taduk yengai uhaidaba mayama kambrang changna chongbagumna. Mandir mayayda chongjan dana tawbase nupi ma oina akoidi ubada yamna wari bachumba mayamse aduna sigumba mayamse kitang aikoina kari lege haiba oza singsidagi kanna neinaba ama tawraga masi ahan bani ngasi phamje ngasi tawjeri ba seminar asina masigi makha tarakpa kayada aikoina changsilakini haiba wafamse thamjabaga loinana.
Pantau greeted the people of Manipur on the occasion of Sajibu Nomapanba Cherawa. He wished for prosperity and well-being of the people. He conveyed his greetings yesterday during Sajibu Nomapanba Cherawa event held at his compound at Nongpok Chinmuthong Maitai Lekol at Thalosipi Lok, Siloy Lang Maicheng and Imphal East. Speaking on the occasion, Pantau said, "We must all work towards protecting Maitai's rich tradition and culture." He appealed to the people to protect Maitai community.
Maitegi lining inat haiba shishu ahing bai khoina sandok minasi malemgi mafam khudimakta leiriba miyoiba khudimak lining phurupu kanbiriba yokhat piriba lamdam sidanatana mafam khudimakta leiriba mipum khudimangna missing yamjadraba yelho ngaidagi leijaraklaba laiga miga anigi langtaida yawon aduna lagla aba maitai haiba Purub Sishu, Ahing Mama, Oinabagi Honabagi Taudangda, Aikoi, Ganglish the Lady Mipum Kudimak, Maitei Puru, Missing Yamjadraba, Singtana Bayaraba, Lai Haktak Tagi Laklaba, Maitei.
On the occasion, Pantho's followers presented offerings to him and sought his blessings. Later, they climbed Chingkai Hills and offered ritual at Chingnung Haraba Shrine.
Santi udah gila mini kan apa?
Koi sih nggak koi deh. 2016 kita.
Marak tu lupa ya, apa tu sob laku.
After 2 years of break owing to the pandemic, people climbed Thangjing Hills to offer prayers to Ibutau Thangjing on the occasion of Cherawa. A large number of people from different parts of the state turned up at Ibutau Thangjing Hills under Henglep subdivision. A joint team of Churchandpur District Police and Vishnupur District took up security measures to check unwanted incidents. A team of personnel led by SDPO of Moirang Police, L. Shantikumar, and officer in charge of Moirang Police Station, Rajan Kanganwa, members of Ibutau Thangjing Seva Mandal, staffs of MSPD cell, medical team of Community Health Center, Moirang local club organizations of Moirang assisted the climbers and checked for any illicit drugs consumption. Speaking on the sideline, President of Thangjing Seva Mandal, Kumar Machoba, said the road leading the shrine of Ibutau Thangjing has been paved for a long time, but the event was organized to let the climbers ascend to the shrine to offer their prayers.
Like from Pogwa, the Garina Satbayare, Adubum Yoron the Kisatla, Lagi Lambi, like Kurambaki Lambi as the Sat, Yoron the Kisal Columbia, said I couldn't sat another and I couldn't see the Valley. Machine I could be a heavy sold in my heap, Hungary, and I couldn't come to the Nata winners in Japanese.
Speaking on the occasion, SDPO of Moirang Police Station, Santi Kumar, said to check unwanted incidents, 4 commando teams are working 24 hours at 4 checkposts along with a cleanliness drive with the surroundings of Tesha Wakong Iratpung at Moirang Ngangkalekai has begun from this morning under the supervision of MLA of Moirang AC Thongam Shanti. The shrine has a historical significance with Moirang Kanglairol. MLA of Moirang ACT H. Santi, Secretary of NPP Moirang Block, Mairembam Uttam Kumar, and people from Moirang AC attended the drive. Taking part in the drive, Santi said the sacred place, which has a historical significance, has been neglected for a long time now. The cleanliness drive was taken up before the 5th day of Maitai lunar calendar, he added.
Sajibugi Mangani Pan, my Jim Sakation Mishida, Maslida, Maran, Umbagi, Amaiva, Maidi, and Lumando, Seva Mundo Kambu, and idea for you. Tesawa Kong Sing was a Histida, for you. Madame Chana Sing, the Domini, for you told the Sing.
The 26th UB Lagpi Yendam Nabao organized by City Club Hairok was held on Saturday at City Club Ground at Hairok Part 2, Litan Makong. The game was organized with the objective of conserving the indigenous games of Manipur. Ningthaujam Gopen Maitai presided over the event. President of UCM, Joy Chandra Kwanthaujam, social activist Brinda Thongnaujam, President of City Club Hairok, and Ibomcha, President of NIFCO, TH Manihar, and President of KADA, Hijam Priyokumar, presided over the program. Speaking on the occasion, President of UCM, Joy Chandra, lauded the efforts to conserve the rich heritage left by our forefathers. Maitai communities was once well known for mastering the art of war, craft, and lived independently. He appealed to the people to contribute towards conserving our indigenous sports and state as well as globally.
Ngasi Hairok ki ground pangthoiba city club ki ground pangthoiba se masi amu hena pangthok changthoba mathok tai hairiba city club the pangthoiba se district ki thang da yohanba district ki thang da ki national da ki international yawna ba ki damakta masi aikoi city club na masi chengi riba chongbi riba mayam sinai ba makha taba thabak thoram da di pen pangthok changtho aga aikoi ki sahi khudingi sajibugi nongma panba aikoi ki fai pusingna aikoi ki damakta sahi hoban numit haina thamanga asida aikoi Manipur ki mafam adai da su pangthok ba tangai phage haidu ngasi gi mfam asida thamjage.
Taking part in the event, social activist Brinda TONGBRAM expressed pleasure seeing the people of Hairok for conserving our indigenous sports. Forgetting our roots and culture is one of the main reasons for the decline of Meitei community. There is a need to conserve our indigenous sports like Yubi Lakpi, Mukna and Sago Kangjay, Brinda added.
Umo phamdraba sakam mama ngasi Hairokta koigi yubi lampigi masana si ngasi jerau banu mitsida sanaraga leiramaga masi kokhallaga hinhallaga thamabagi masaksi ubada aingona yamna angapa ma phawi aduna city club ki silinau sidai na haijanin masi yam sawa thada me kwai silinau mayam na lobiramisi koigi Manipur haibisida yelham ni koigi naat koigi horafam koigi wari kai ko kudi maksi kausilaga koisi manthara aba matam ama oi bale na sisi koisi yelham ni amoi na koi kadai jatu yo kai koi no haibisi khamdraba koigi pai puna yum asaba asong balenga roi da yum asong wa ma thamami sigi yum si koi na ngam pa hekta bale ni macet kai thara aga ngasi koi meitei haiba purung amadi le hum ba tha ba mari si koi kamai ne na ho koi no
maka tanda tembang berapa pada jai pembangun kijai masih kita bang sinabiu padung yang dekat masih city club dekat ni hari ini tu boleh ada hai di mana mana sini city club ni hari sini dia bertadu kan masih mana tu city club itu masih dekat tu kan saudi ya pada tu kan masih singari masih mana lo yang aku bertadu siapa tu lalu sini kita masih nak okey saya mama awak kita tarik Rosan Bambut hai ba mioi kun mari sina asling kirapa sak lengge ba president member singa ini thong di mai ke digi oguman khan ano busai ni ma ka thori la kusi ke ara ta na chok sage kusin kude khanar ge le lambang natta yan ba khumsep hai ba tare idai yan ba yade
Cultural programs and tug-of-war were the highlights of the program. A total of 24 players from 2 clubs of Hairok took part in the sports event. India recorded a total of 1,096 new COVID-19 cases with 81 deaths in the last 24 hours. With this, India's total tally of COVID-19 cases rose to more than 4.30 crore, while the active cases dipped to 13,113 according to the Union Health Ministry data. The death count also climbed to 5.21 lakh with 81 fresh fatalities. The active cases comprise 0.02% of the total infections, while the national COVID-19 recovery rate remained at 98.76%, the ministry said. Meanwhile, the number of people who have recuperated from the disease surged to 4.24 crore, while the case fatality rate was recorded at 1.21%. On the other hand, the cumulative doses administered in the country under the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive has exceeded 184.66 crore across the country. A top American congresswoman has praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi for trying to broker peace between the United States and Russia on Ukraine and hoped that his efforts would be helpful in restoring peace in the region. On Friday, Prime Minister Modi conveyed to visiting Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov that India stands ready to contribute in any way to the peace efforts to resolve the conflict in Ukraine and call for early cessation of violence in that country. Congresswoman Caroline Maloney, who chairs the powerful House Oversight Committee and has been elected to the U.S. House of Representatives since 1993, is one of the senior most democratic lawmakers in Congress. She has been a friend of India and Indian Americans both inside and outside the Congress. She also said that the Prime Minister is trying to bring ideas and ways to get a compromise to bring peace to the world. Curfew was clamped and internet suspended in Rajasthan's Karoli in the wake of communal clashes that broke out Saturday evening following stone pelting at religious procession to celebrate the Hindu New Year. Around 42 people were reportedly injured when stones were pelted at a motorcycle rally passing through a Muslim-dominated area to mark Nav Sambatsar, spawning violence that saw shops and vehicles being set on fire. So far, 30 people have been detained, Additional Director General of Police, Law and Order Hawa Singh Gumaria said. In the light of the communal tension in Karoli, around 170 km from capital Jaipur, curfew has been imposed till Monday night. Internet services will remain suspended in the district till April 3 midnight. Moreover, 600 policemen, including 50 officers, have been deployed in Karoli. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has directed the police to nab the perpetrators at the earliest and take strict action against them. The session in the National Assembly of Pakistan to vote on the no trust motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan was suspended indefinitely after Deputy Speaker Qasim Khan Suri rejected the motion and said it was part of a foreign conspiracy. With this, Imran Khan has retained his position as Prime Minister of Pakistan. When the session resumed today, Pakistan Minister Fawad Chaudhry said in the assembly that the no trust move was brought with the support of a foreign conspiracy and therefore the chair should give its ruling on the matter before moving to the no trust vote. The Deputy Speaker then said that it had been confirmed that the no trust motion was part of an international conspiracy. He thus rejected it. Following the rejection of the no-confidence motion in the National Assembly, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan addressed the nation and said he had advised the President to dissolve the Assembly. Accordingly, the Assembly has been dissolved and elections will take place in Pakistan within the next 90 days as per the government. Now let's have a quick recap at the headlines once again. Experts suggest widespread CCT plantation in hills in place of poppy plantation is part of war on drugs. Chief Minister N. Biren, Minister T.H. Bishuzet, why Kemchan pour help on 12-year-old girl of a poor family of Tamenglong after a video footage that went viral on social media. Women's Welfare Association to look into women artists singing at wedding ceremonies without following traditional norms. And that brings us to the end of today's English News Bulletin. Keep watching MAMI TV for latest news updates. Thanks for watching.